Alright, Logan Paul is in the news a lot right now, and there's something that a lot of people aren't talking about. Logan Paul recently got exposed, and I did some digging, and man, I found some evidence to help support that his fight with Floyd Mayweather might be a little more fixed than he is letting on. If you guys don't know, Logan Paul's main defense on why he's a good boxer is the fight between himself and the one and only, the greatest of all time, Floyd Mayweather. The fight happened about a couple years ago, 2021, I believe, and yeah, Logan Paul was able to last 8 rounds, and yeah, the fight wasn't exactly a great fight. I mean, most of it was Logan holding and, Floyd Mayweather doing his thing, making Logan miss and, countering and getting some good shots in. And yeah, that fight is a couple years removed, but a lot of people haven't been talking about this clip, and I want to bring this up because this, like I said, is Logan's main defense of why he deserves to be at the top of this whole YouTube boxing community, or whatever you want to call it. So I want to show you guys this clip, but before I do, I just want to remind you guys to hit the subscribe button, like, comment, and share. We're trying to hit 20K by the end of the year. You guys are the best fan base in MMA, so I know you guys are going to get it done, but let's get into the video. What's going on with Logan Paul? I first want to discuss the face-to-face that happened. I know you guys are probably like, get to the point. I promise you guys, I'm just want to talk about this a little bit because there were some highlights. First one being Logan Paul bringing the bouncer that did choke out Dillon Danis a long time ago. If you guys haven't seen this image, this is obviously Dillon Danis. He was getting choked out. I'm not sure if this was him with his knee injury or not, but basically he got into a fight in a club somehow, and the security intervened and actually did get him in a rear naked choke, surprisingly, even though Dillon Danis is a jiu-jitsu world champion, a Brazilian jiu-jitsu black belt, some of the best jiu-jitsu around. And to me, I thought that Dillon held his own very well in this face-to-face. There was, a lot of those cut-up clips of him mumbling, and I even said out loud, I said on Twitter, I said, hey guys, this is, clipped from a 20+ minute video, you know what I mean? Like, these are, put together on purpose to make it seem worse. And then once you see the actual face-to-face, I think most people will probably agree Dillon actually won, because I thought he did a really good job disarming Logan's attacks. Like, every single one of Logan's attacks, Dillon was just able to disarm by either acting maybe like he didn't care, or defending it, doubling down, whatever it is, or coming up with a great valid counterpoint. Like, the dude is, I don't know how to put this, but the guy is very savvy in his talk, you know what I mean? He has some decent trash talk. He's, he's fast on his feet, you know what I mean? Like, he is good at, insulting people back and having good comebacks. Credit to him, because some people can't even think that fast, you know what I mean? So to come up with a lot of these excuses, like, for example, right, the security thing, Dillon makes a perfect counterpoint by bringing up Jake Paul when he ran away from those Floyd Mayweather, security guards, and said, hey, I'm a real man, I stood up to 6 security guards. When your brother got confronted, he ran, which is true.
Explain this, real fighter.
Okay, so why wouldn't you fight me in MMA then? So if I was so easy to fight.
What happened here?
Yeah, because I'm like a man. I fought 6 guys, and when your brother got confronted by 6 guys, he ran away like a
What?
And look, regardless of what you want to say, man, that video looks bad from Jake. I know a lot of people go to his defense and say, oh, well, it's a bunch of 6 guys, pressing you. Like, look, at the end of the day, if you're Jake Paul talking shit to Floyd Mayweather, talking shit, taking his hat and, talking shit way after the fact, you have to be ready for the consequences, right? And if the consequences is you getting your ass beat, then that's the consequences, you know what I mean? And you just saw him running away. That's my opinion on the whole thing, but, Jake Paul really isn't a real fighter, so that's probably why he was doing that. And also, Dillon somehow really insulted the bouncer, like, somehow the guy that choked him out, he was able to insult him, and just, it was a perfect sly comment that wasn't, even over exaggerative or overshown, right? It was just a subtle comment. I'm gonna play it for you guys right here.
He lives with his mom, so you're giving him a good payday. So
you live with a
as you can see, just totally disarming the bouncer. That's what I'm saying. Like, Dillon could perfectly disarm a lot of his opponents in their insults at him. And yeah, and we'll talk about it later, but Logan does get into some crazy stuff, talking about, Dillon's dad dying and things like that, which is absolutely insane. He's gonna try to be, righteous and say, yo, you shouldn't slut shame my fiance, which I agree, probably he shouldn't, but you're gonna then talk about, a dead dad, you know what I mean? Like, someone's, deceased father that just passed away. Look, at the end of the day, I'm not complaining about it. I think it's fair game, but it's just like, you can't complain about Dillon's trash talk if you're willing to go there as well. And I don't care if Dillon started it. At the end of the day, I think bringing up someone's dead dad is worse than bringing up someone's fiance that is living. But another big thing, Logan agrees to an MMA fight. I think that's a massive mistake. I think Dillon would probably wreck him in MMA and choke him out pretty quickly. I mean, the guy has world-class jiu-jitsu. Don't get it twisted. And the cringiest part about this whole thing, I'm gonna play it for you right here, but it's when, Dillon is bringing up, his boxing record and how he lost to KSI.
What's my record?
0-1? 0-2?
Nah, my record's 1-0. 0-0. 0-0-0. 0-0-0. That's 10 billion, brother. And that's the value of the company I built because I lost. Yeah, I took an L, but I never really lose, Dillon.
And one of my last things I want to say about this is, like I said, Logan did mention, Dillon's dad dying.
Yeah, I know your life's gone downhill ever since you got kicked out of Marcelo's gym.
Stop.
I get it.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah, I get it.
You know a little bit.
Turned to alcohol, try to drown everything out.
Yeah. I thought you wanted to donate.
You
Yeah,
lost
he
two
did.
friends.
Talk about that and see what happens.
I am.
You say
Trying to
you're
drown
trying to say you're
everything
not a
out.
scumbag and you're gonna talk about my dad passing?
Now, this is a death that happened rather recently, I believe within the last year or so. He was very close to his father, so I'm sure he was really tight about that. He was even saying, like, oh, you want to talk like that? Because Dillon will, if Dillon runs into Logan Paul or Jake Paul, he's fucking them up on the street. Like, it's done. He's choking them out. They're dead. You know what I mean? I think that's what he's counting on, and I think that's why he will show up. I think in his head, he's like, if I lose, I'm going to use the excuse and say, well, it wasn't a real fight, right? Because, let's be honest, in a real fight, he most likely would win. So, which isn't a bad angle to take. That's the same angle Nate Diaz is taking with Jake Paul, and nobody's really clowning Nate Diaz for losing to Jake Paul, right? Because it is a totally different sport. As a matter of fact, he's mostly getting praised because most people thought he was going to do worse. But another thing I wanted to talk about real quick, this is the last thing, is that Dillon was talking about Logan as if he's an overhand right, spammer, like he only throws overhand right.
You're a singular shot fighter.
A what?
You're singular shot. You only got a big overhand. That's it. It's an easy match for me.
A big overhand.
Yeah, that's what you have. And you got a decent jab to the
What
bottom.
film you been watching, bro?
I don't know. You don't have that many
I'm like
fights. And you lost them all.
Yeah, exactly.
And Logan actually accurately points it out and says, what film are you watching? And I agree, and this just shows me, I mean, I feel really worried for Dillon in this matchup. I don't think he's going to win, but I saw some footage of him in a gym that he actually posted himself that I was just like, dude, like, I don't know, it's making me worried. I think that jab of Logan's going to be a problem for him. And yeah, I doubt he's going to win, but we'll see. You know, anything is possible. You just saw Sean Strickland upset the odds against Israel Adesanya. But the main thing I want to talk about, right? Floyd Mayweather versus Logan Paul. That happened in June 2021. Dillon Danis exposed something massive about this fight, and I'm here to show you guys. So if you guys don't know, like I said, this was an exhibition matchup. Obviously, it was one-sided, Floyd Mayweather being one of the greatest of all time. But, going into it was a little bit interesting because of the size disparity. Logan is so much bigger than Floyd. And honestly, I never bought into the fact that this fight was real. I knew that, from the get-go, I was like, look, Logan's going to go all 8 rounds. That's going to be the moral victory, and that's how the story's going to end, right? And yeah, I was pretty much right because Dillon actually just exposed the clip of Logan Paul telling Floyd Mayweather to chill during their exhibition. I'm going to play it for you guys right here.
Footage of their fight, and you can clearly see Logan asking Floyd to chill and take it easy on him because it's just an exhibition.
Now, I know this might not be enough evidence, right? Maybe you guys are saying, hey, we want a little bit more, just to make sure. Well, guys, let's hear from someone else that has had an exhibition with Floyd Mayweather, and I'm talking about Deji, KSI's brother. Now, he had an exhibition with Floyd Mayweather about a year ago from now, where he said that Floyd Mayweather had told him something similar and said, hey, if you want me to chill, just say chill, and whisper it in my ear. Basically, Floyd saying he would slow down if he felt like he was being too aggressive and listen to him and take it easy on him.
And he also told me that when you get into the clinch, just tell Floyd, like, relax a little bit. I remember I clinched him and I'm like, bruh, relax. And you know what he said to me? Shut up. I'm Floyd Mayweather. I do what I want. So I'm just like, okay, cool.
So Floyd has told other opponents this, and I think this just goes to show, really Logan Paul is faking his whole boxing legacy, just like a lot of these other YouTubers are, picking easy matchups, picking handmade matchups. It's ridiculous. Logan, I will give credit to, is one of those guys that has fought usually fair matchups, like even the Dillon Danis matchup. I think it's a fair matchup, seeing that Logan has lost 2 fights now. I do think that there is a small chance, and I think more of a chance than most people are giving Dillon Danis that he could win, but I still think it's going to go to Logan. I think that the size and just the reach is going to cause a lot of problems for Dillon, who, is inexperienced, a lot less experienced than Logan. And I hope that Dillon's been training the past few years, but I really like the trash talk going on between these two. And, Logan is cringe at times, but I thought in the press conference he held himself extremely well. In this face-to-face, I thought he didn't at all. He just seemed like he was trying way too hard. Seemed he was really rocked by that, fiance stuff, which I'm sure that is pretty disturbing. I'm sure to have someone, talk so much shit about your fiance, probably a whole bunch of mixed feelings from, her end and his end and all things like that. Dillon Danis has done a great job promoting this fight, and I'm hoping that, now Logan is chirping up a little bit on Twitter and things like that now that I think there's a restraining order. I think now he's a little bit more open. I think before he might have been hesitant, worried about his fiance and what Dillon was going to bring up about her. But now with this whole restraining order thing, it looks like that Logan is more comfortable talking. So we're going to see more back and forth, guys. Thank you guys for watching. You guys are the best fan base in MMA. Let me know what you guys thought about this video, guys. You guys are the best. Let me know who you think is going to win, Dillon Danis or Logan Paul, in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.